just when you thought it was safe to go back on the debate stage, it may be time to reflect on some of those monumental sights and sounds of previous debates that either slayed or made a presidential hopeful. It's now part of our media culture how John F. Kennedy literally outshined Richard Nixon in the 1960 presidential debates. After all, he was the first TV president. When Gerald Ford insisted there is no Soviet domination of Eastern Europe and there never will be. It practically cost him the election on that very night and thrust a governor peanut farmer into the White House for the very first time. When debate moderator asked Governor Michael Dukakis if his wife was raped and murdered, would he then favor the death penalty for the killer? Without even pausing a moment, to allow such an extremely invasive and violent question even affect him, Governor Dukakis answered robotly, very, very much like a robot, "No, I would not." And then he went on to spew some facts about how his state was the lowest in crime rates in the country. Pretty much the end of him on that night. There's so many other grand faux pas, including Senator Lloyd Benson's scolding of his juvenile opponent, Dan Quayle, who compared himself with JFK, with the words, "I served with Jack Kennedy. I knew Jack Kennedy. Jack Kennedy was a friend of mine. And Senator, you are no Jack Kennedy." Well, after that embarrassing moment passed, Quayle and his presidential running mate, George H.W. Bush, went on to win the election. And then there was the winning humor to turn a weakness into a strength. That was when Ronald Reagan was asked about his age. He famously quipped, "I will not exploit my opponent's youth or inexperience." Even his opponent, Walter Mondale, was laughing. Ironically, Texas Governor Rick Perry, and now Trump's Secretary of Energy, pleaded for help from his debate rivals on that stage when he struggled to remember the third federal agency he wished to abolish. By the way, he now heads that agency. And before Donald Trump became the stalker-in-chief on the Clinton-Trump debate stage, we remember how he carefully picked off each one of his GOP rivals, all a cussing and a swearing, as if he was a rowdy teen at a Friday night county fair shooting gallery. Poof! Now, in case you thought only us Americans had a lock on debate debacle, only one really needs to remember how during the first ever televised British leadership debates, Gordon Brown seemed as if he would rather be having a root canal than up on that debate stage with Lib Dem Nick Clegg or Tory David Cameron. And these debates actually catapulted Clegg from near obscurity to become Deputy Prime Minister under PM Cameron. Now today, we struggle to get our minds around 20-plus Democratic candidates, many who are virtually unknown to most Americans as they prepare for their presidential debate. The sheer number alone of these candidates will make this a real challenge for everyone. no one will really have time to make their case or to make a real impression. Now, there's a mix of 5 candidates at the top and all the others. Now, traditionally, the way a candidate gets attention is with their charismatic personality, their amazing ideas on policy, or by landing a real zinger on the frontrunner. At the moment, there is a clear frontrunner, Joe Biden. And he has the most to lose, let's face it. He just needs to avoid any huge gaffe. Now, nothing in Biden's history gives us the confidence that he'll do exactly that. And all of the other candidates, they need to be careful about their attacks, since, in fact, they may also be auditioning for the second spot on that ticket. So, 20 plus candidates, they'll have a chance to shine, to stand out, or crash and burn. The real question is, how do they handle this real challenge? We'll be watching. This is John Christopher Bua for Real Political News, Washington.